doesn't take long for the ESV translation to mess things up. We go back all the way back to Genesis chapter 3, and we can see that this messes up the context, and you don't know really what's happening and who's being talked to. Genesis 3 through 5 in the King James Bible says, "But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die." Notice the word ye 3 times in that one verse. Verse 4, "And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die." Ye, plural. Not talking just to Eve, but talking about Eve and Adam. "For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your," plural, "eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." But we're seeing in this context that Eve and the serpent are having a conversation. But when the words are used to who it refers to, in the King James Bible, it uses the word ye, plural, which refers to Adam and Eve. How do I know that? Because they were the only ones on the planet at the time. There's a conversation between Satan and Eve, and so now when they use the words you instead of ye, it makes it sound like the subject is only to Eve. But in the King James, it makes it clear that it's both Adam and Eve. And this is a mistake. It's a mistake. It's wrong. Okay? It's just wrong. And that's why we use the King James Bible. That's why you need the ye's, these, thine, thee, so forth. The ESV in Genesis 3 through 5 says, "But God said, You shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. But the serpent said to the woman, You shall not surely die." But in the King James it says, "Ye shall not surely die." So it's clear that Satan is speaking about Adam and Eve, not just Eve, even though he's speaking to just Eve. And the last verse, "For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Do you see the clarity of the context in the King James? We can understand who is being talked about in the King James, but the clarity of the ESV says they're talking to Eve and only about Eve. Also another mistake, the King James Bible in verse 5 says that you know that in the day you eat of it, you shall surely die. And so that's a time frame. But when you read the ESV, it only says, God knows when you eat of it that your eyes will be opened. There is no reference to the separation or death coming upon them immediately, spiritual death that is. Another reason, stay away from the ESV.